Welcome to Sports from the Couch.
I gotta say, it's the stupidest thing in sports.
With your host, Mike Mercado.
Players cannot stand him. Coaches cannot stand him. Most importantly, the fans can't stand him.
Brought to you by Mercado Airwaves.
I'm gonna say it once, and hopefully I'm wrong, but it's a disaster waiting to happen.
That is so bad, that is absolutely brutal.
Hello and welcome into another edition of Sports from the Couch here on Mercado Airwaves. I'm your host, Mike Mercado. I want to thank you so much for making us a part of your day. It is Super Bowl weekend, and we have to make our picks. You have to make your picks. We have to enjoy what is Super Bowl 55, and an amazing matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, all on the line. We are excited here on Sports from the Couch. But before we get to our picks, before we get to your picks, before we break down this matchup, let's take care of some housekeeping notes. You can follow us all over the universe. I'm on Twitter at Mike M Media, Instagram, Mike Mercado Media, and the show is on Twitter at Couch Sports Talk. Like, rate, review, and shares wherever you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. Become a producer of the show at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Check out our swag at teespring.com/Mercado Airwaves. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mercado Airwaves Network. Play video games with us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves. And keep up to date with everything we're doing on the podcast network by following us on Twitter at Mercado Airwaves.
After a season we never could have imagined. After unthinkable challenges,
we have not hit the peak of this epidemic quite yet.
Met with extraordinary and selfless resolve. After moments we'll never forget, our reward is a game for the ages.
It's Mahomes, Brady, Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl returns to a sun-kissed city, bright with optimism. This place knows all about glory.
Just win, baby.
And heartache.
Wide right.
But this matchup,
We gotta make sure we take care of the day.
We're built for moments like these.
is something quite special.
Ready to throw. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Scooter Miller.
It's a clash of generations.
He backflips into the end zone. Shoves a guy out of his way.
Two towering standards of greatness meeting at the ultimate crossroads. So perfect, you couldn't script it. By returning home, one team has already made history.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Can they do it once more?
Super Bowl 55.
Or will we see a new dynasty arise?
The Chiefs are ready to run it back.
Here in football paradise, it's an unforgettable moment
Let's go, man. All day just like that.
for all time.
That's what I work for right here.
He's in there.
Unbelievable.
Welcome
Come on.
to Super Bowl 55.
Alrighty, friends, let's get into this. It is Super Bowl 55, representing the AFC. It is your AFC champion, Kansas City Chiefs, and representing the NFC champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They will go one-on-one to hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy in James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida. 25,000 people will be in attendance. In a pandemic, say what you will, we're not going to spend a lot of time. I know the idea of us even getting to a Super Bowl in itself is something to celebrate. There were a lot of ups and downs, and there's still a lot of questions moving forward, not just as a society, not just as a sports, but in general, as a whole, for everything moving forward. But for one night, we're going to distract ourselves for 3.5 to 4 hours, and it's going to be an absolute joy. And I am here to kind of get you through and walk you through what's going on in my crazy brain as I am going to finally make my prediction for Super Bowl 55. And I got some things I kind of want to hit on first before I make my picks. And I also want to get some of your picks. I want to see what you guys are feeling, how you guys are vibing with this Super Bowl. So the first thing is the most obvious point in this matchup. And we're going to start off with who has the better quarterback at Super Bowl 55. And in my opinion, it isn't ground shaking. It isn't earth breaking. It isn't the breaking news of all breaking news. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. This is where this conversation throughout the entire process of us breaking this down, it's going to be little nuance, minute details, the difference between these picks. And with Patrick Mahomes, the one thing that you can count on from, let's say, a Tom Brady, is that he's not going to make the bad mistake again. He'll make mistakes. He'll throw 3 interceptions, but he's not going to make the same mistake. He's been there too many times, and you're not going to rattle him. Patrick Mahomes can do so many things that null and void any mistake that he does make. He throws an interception. Well, he has the capability of running 40 yards for a touchdown. He gives up a bad sack. Well, he could throw a bomb 40 yards, 50 yards, and they're right back in it. He's smart. He moves defenses. And, so does Tom Brady. Tom Brady, with his eyes, is able to manipulate the secondary and these linebackers. Patrick Mahomes can do the same thing. But when it comes to pure talent and what he does every single moment, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback on that field Sunday. In other sports, and football being one of the more ultimate team sports, but in other sports, superstars, it's a vary of how often they impact the game, how many times they can impact the game. And this Sunday at the Super Bowl, both Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes can impact every single moment. That is something really special. That this matchup that we always hype up in the ESPN loves doing it. But there is something special where they do impact the game directly. You can't say that it's the most important position in the game, and then we actually get to a position where it does matter. You don't want to actually admit it. And that's why it is so important to point out who has the better quarterback. And that is Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes. From what he can do, he could wreck a play, he could change a play. Big play capability, small play capability, multiple options, and knows how to connect with them. But on that idea of connections, who has the better offense? And I think that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, here on Sports from the Couch, the analytics, we love them, we respect them. I'm here talking to you about a one-game scenario and what I've seen through these playoffs and what I know can happen in any given Sunday. And right now, the better offense is Tom Brady and his Buccaneers. I think the wide receivers, and now we're seeing with the COVID thing that Kansas City might be a little bit more trying to go down the bottom of the barrel, which is still a good barrel compared to other teams. But if you're looking at Cameron Brate, Rob Gronkowski at tight end, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Scotty Miller at wide receiver, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones at running back, and then a guy who's trying to win, his 6th, 7th Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? Throughout this entire season, when we've seen them in the ups and downs, and look at here in Chicago, we saw the Bears beat this team. But all I can do is talk about what I've seen recently, and when it mattered the most, everything was on the line. I saw a team that is going on all cylinders. And you know what? You can't say anything bad about Kansas City. This is one of the most intriguing Super Bowls in a long time because I said, who has the better quarterback? Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback for Kansas City. But Tom Brady isn't a wrong answer or a horrible answer. And now, who has the better offense? I say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That does not mean that the Kansas City Chiefs are not a great offense and that they cannot go off for a bunch of points and win this Super Bowl. But right now, I think heading into this game, I've seen Tampa Bay put points on the board, put their feet on somebody's neck, and put them out of their misery. I've seen Kansas City hang around with teams until the Bills game, which again, we'll see how that plays out. What's fascinating about these two offenses, it's obviously in Kansas recently, they've been there. They're trying to defend their championship. So a lot of these guys have been to this big moment. Tampa Bay, not necessarily, right? Except for some of the most important guys and some of the stabilizing factors. That's why I think you can't undersell how Tom Brady being under center, even after making so many mistakes, throwing 3 interceptions, keeps it calm, cool, and collective. And this is a dude that's throwing the ball down the field. And he has some of the most amazing, talented guys in the NFL. That 1-2 punch of Evans and Godwin is so scary. And in one Sunday, I rather that duo that does include a Rob Gronkowski and a Cameron Brate. And we'll get into a little bit of the offense for Kansas City and one of the most special players. And we've already talked about Patrick Mahomes, but that's kind of where I'm at. It's a well-run offense, obviously, with a genius head coach and a genius at quarterback and one of the most special talents in tight end and some burners at wide receiver. But the greatest quarterback of all time, the best winner at the position in Tom Brady, has some of the best talent in the league right now and a guy that's been there with them and a coach that's been there before as a coordinator. This is so fascinating that I don't think they're going to get rattled. I don't think they can get rattled. not with Brady under them. And here's the thing. I'm not some Tom Brady stan or Mark. I'm not. Like, I've never been a New England Patriots fan. Are you kidding me? But I know what I've seen and what I'm willing to put money on. And when it comes to who has the better offense, I'm going with Tampa Bay. And same thing with who has the better defense. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is what's so fascinating about a team like them. The defense usually is pretty good no matter what because their offense is so dynamic that teams have to make mistakes. And if they do have a little bit of talent, some dudes like Tyrann Mathieu, for an example, that just knows how to play the game, then they're going to step up and be on that next critique. But this season, when it comes to stopping the run and playing in big moments and making big plays when you need to, Tampa Bay's defense has played better. They were a top 10 defense statistically at the end of the season. Kansas City was right around like that 14 to 13 mark. So it's not a big drop off, but if you're looking for the little details in a game that there's going to be a lot of points and there's going to be some mistakes, I think Tom Brady is going to make some mistakes. If Patrick Mahomes makes one mistake, or if you have one fumble, that ball touches that turf, it's a big issue with Tampa Bay because they can take it to the house. You can't give Tom Brady so many opportunities. And that's why, at least right now, maybe in the turnover game, Kansas City might end up with a bigger number. But when it comes to points, yards, time of possession, that's where Tampa Bay's defense and then their offense are going to have to work together. And I'm leaning that way when better offense, better defense right now heading to the Super Bowl, I think it's Tampa Bay. But what's interesting is you say who has the better offense, who say who has the better defense in Tampa Bay. The X factor in this game, to me, though, is Travis Kelce. We know how great Tom Brady is and Patrick Mahomes. We know it's GOAT versus baby GOAT. We know the talent at wide receiver for the Buccaneers, and we know the burners in Kansas City. The most special player on the field, the unicorn, is not Mahomes and it's not Brady. It's the tight end that runs like a gazelle, but it's built like a grizzly bear and like has the finesse of a swan. It's the guy that can make a play, any play that needs to be made. And he is a problem. And there is no matchup to stop him. And when you think you have, that's when he'll figure you out. And that is why he is not only an X factor. That's why whatever I said about Tampa Bay's defense means nothing. That's why whatever hope you have of Kansas City's defense kind of holding Tampa Bay means nothing. Because there are so many special players in this game. But you're talking about an all-timer. We've concentrated on Mahomes and Brady, rightfully so. They're the leaders, they're the quarterbacks. This is what the league has been built on. But Travis Kelce is a unicorn. You know, we thought when we were watching Rob Gronkowski and Tony Gonzalez and some of the old school players that a lot of people love at that position. Tight end's one of my favorite positions on the field, if not my favorite position. Nobody's seen what Travis Kelce has done before. He's doing it better than Gronkowski. Even that crazy 07 season Gronkowski had. Or was it 06? Like what Kelce's doing right now, it seems like the man can't not find the end zone. Like it's a magnet to him. And he's going to be a problem this Sunday. I am so excited with all these matchups and all these scenarios and all these situations and all these attributes. And we've talked about it. Who has the better quarterback? I say Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes. How can you deny most influential quarterback of his time in Tom Brady? I could tell you Tampa Bay has the better offense because they're rolling right now, and I like their playmakers. But that doesn't change the fact that the guys in Kansas City have been killing teams and have won a Super Bowl already and have seen that big moment and have made the big plays. The better offense and the better defense in Tampa Bay doesn't mean that Kansas City in a formidable defense won't show up and be problems for Tampa Bay. And when your X factor is an all-time unicorn great, this leads to a wonderful up-in-the-air coin flip of a Super Bowl. With that, let's find out where the coin landed for you, the listeners, here on Sports from the Couch for Super Bowl 55. All right, this first one comes from us from our friend Ambro. My man, he's like, I've made mine. Hashtag never bet against Brady. And he went to Bet Rivers, got himself on the money line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out to you, Ambro. Good luck. Hopefully you make some of that beautiful, beautiful dinero. This one comes from Peter Hersman. I like my guy Tom, but I don't see Mahomes losing. And that's what's so intriguing about this Super Bowl. I've used that word, intriguing, fascinating, interesting, because how can you pick him? That's what it is. It's a pick 'em. You can talk yourself into Kansas City. You can talk yourself into Tampa Bay. You're not going to feel bad heading into this Sunday. And all you can hope for is that we have a fun game. All right, this one comes from Justin. Zero faith in this pick, but I'll say Bucks 38, Chiefs 35. I just think Brady finds a way, although I also think Chiefs could dominate. That's what I'm saying. And either way, you feel that, yeah, Tampa Bay could run away with this. Kansas City could run away with this. It could be close. It come down to a field goal. It's going to be a lot of fun. This one from George. Tampa Bay wins 31-24. And then he has himself a Tom Brady emoji. Bucks win. He was on the Bucks train early on in this playoff, so shout out to him. Our next one comes from friend of the show, Paul Shivari from Baseball Weekend Journal. He has Tampa Bay 34, Kansas City 31. Very interesting. Both Super Mercado Bro Marcos and the good brother Alex picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Kansas City Chiefs on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Mercado Bro Marcos has the Bucks winning 28-24, while the good brother Alex has a 31-28 Tampa Bay. Here's a fun one for you guys from my parents. That's right, the mother and father of Super Mercado Bro Marcos, good brother Alex, Mike Mercado, and the mother and father-in-law of the lovely Nicole Mancha. They have the Kansas City Chiefs because, quote, we loathe Tom Brady. And finally, from our friend Matt, he has Kansas City Chiefs beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-28. But with that, it is time, my friends. I have to make my pick for Super Bowl 55. Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's going to be a fun one. So many superstars, so many Hall of Famers, so many opportunities for special moments, for moments that will live on forever, that we will be talking about here on Sports from the Couch from years to come. And with that, I am picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the Kansas City Chiefs 34-31, claiming another Super Bowl for Tom Brady, setting up another memorable moment to go down in NFL lore. I think it is so hard to win back-to-back years. It is so hard to be a dynasty in this era of football. Can the Kansas City Chiefs go out there and dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Absolutely. Can Patrick Mahomes go out there and put on a performance that we've never seen before and put himself as the best quarterback that we might have ever seen? Absolutely. Is there a chance Travis Kelce can go out with 10 catches, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns, making one of the biggest moments in his position, solidifying himself as a Hall of Famer, of course? Tyreek Hill can go off for 2 touchdowns, breaking off for just 2 catches and 100 yards. No doubt. Tampa Bay, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. Is this Bruce Arians' time to put himself amongst the great coaches in NFL history? All being led by Tom Brady. He sees across the field the young lion that's not trying to establish himself, but has as the man that's ahead of the table. This is Tom Brady's last chance. Now, this man can play for a long time, but the journey to the Super Bowl is the hardest in all of sports. And for us to be at this moment, we should be able to enjoy and embrace it. But I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Kansas City Chiefs 34-31 in Super Bowl 55. Let us know your picks. What fun bets have you made for the props? Did you do the coin flip? Did you get the time right? Are you going to get the time right for the national anthem? What color is the Gatorade going to be? It's going to be a lot of fun. Please be safe. Social distance. Guys, we're so close. I know this sucks, but trust me, we want to enjoy Super Bowl 56 when hopefully Deshaun Watson is leading the Chicago Bears. I can't even finish that sentence. To the Super Bowl. But until then, make sure you enjoy the games. Let us know who do you think is going to walk out Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Either way, I just want to see a wonderful game, and I want to hit on some of my parlays, and I want you to all hit on your parlays. Let us know how you did, how you're hoping to do, and what you're eating Super Bowl Sunday. I'm on Twitter at Mike M Media, Instagram Mike Mercado Media, and the show is on Twitter at Couch Sports Talk. But that'll do it for us on this edition of Sports from the Couch here on Mercado Airwaves. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day, a part of your weekend. Please be safe, all out there that are going through these nasty cold weather here in the winter. Make sure you guys are following us all over social media. Twitter, Mike M Media. Instagram, Mike Mercado Media. The show is on Twitter at Couch Sports Talk. Like, rate, review, and share us wherever you get your favorite podcast at Mercado Airwaves. Become a producer of the show and get our interviews ad-free and before anybody else with athletes and celebrities. That's patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Check out our swag at teespring.com/Mercado Airwaves. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mercado Airwaves Network. And come play video games with us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with everything we're doing, from the true crime show, the pop culture show, the interviews, Gone Missing, and everything that we're doing over at Mercado Airwaves by following us on Twitter at Mercado Airwaves. Enjoy Super Bowl 55. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We will see you next time here on Sports from the Couch on the Mercado Airwaves Network.